Welcome to the Instant Trivia Podcast, episode 1375, where we ask the best trivia on the internet. Let's get started. What part of a building do trusses support? Roof. Into which body of water does the Yukon River discharge? Bering Sea. What was the official diagnosis when Van Gogh was hospitalized in 1888? Answer. When Van Gogh was hospitalized on Christmas Eve 1888 in Alice, his official diagnosis was acute mania with generalized delirium. What vitamin is milk fortified with in the U.S. to combat rickets? Vitamin D. Which of Hitler's deputies flew to Scotland in 1941 to try and negotiate peace with the UK? Rudolf Hess. What popular spirit can be made from potatoes? Vodka. What real estate tycoon wrote The Art of the Deal? Donald Trump. What year did Great Britain claim the eastern half of Australia? 1770. In what city was the Wright brothers' bicycle shop? Dayton, Ohio. What region was explored by Vitus Bering? Arctic. What classic book inspired the name of Starbucks? Moby Dick. How many episodes of The Bob Newhart Show were made? 142. U.S. Presidents George W. Bush, Bill Clinton, and Donald Trump were born in what year? 1946. They were part of the first wave of baby boomers. What does the abbreviation MBA stand for in the MBA master's degree designation? Master of Business Administration. What strait separates New Zealand's North and South Islands? Cook Strait. Who was married to her radio comedy partner Phil Harris from 1941 to 1995. Alice Faye. Who won the first event at the first Olympic Winter Games? Answer. Charles Jutra. The American won the 500-meter speed skating event. In what country would you find the active volcano Santorini? Greece. Syncope is the medical term for what? Fainting. What role did Matthew McConaughey play in the 1995 film Boys on the Side? Abe Lincoln. Which royal palace was damaged by fire in 1986? Hampton Court Palace. What was traditionally fermented in vinegar to make Worcestershire sauce? Anchovies. Originally perfected and bottled by Lee and Perrins back in the 1830s, it owes its signature umami flavor to fermented anchovies. Belgium's name is derived from what Roman province? Gallia Belgica. In the traditional song, what did the children dance around on a cold and frosty morning? The mulberry bush. What's the common name for the foot ailment also called verrucas? Plantar warts. What seminal LA punk band was discovered by Ray Manzarek of The Doors? X. Who did Abraham Lincoln face in a series of debates in 1858? Stephen Douglas. What is the historical term dipsomania, another name for what modern-day condition? Alcoholism. Belmopan is the capital of which country? Belize. Ludwig van Beethoven and Francisco Goya both suffered from what ailment? Deafness. What is the real name of the Food Network's chef, the Barefoot Contessa? Ina Garten. What country is made up of 3,000 islands, the largest being Honshu, Hokkaido, Kyushu, and Shikoku? Japan, who shocked the public with his 1863 painting Luncheon on the Grass? Edouard Manet. Which mole-like mammal has given its name to a mean-spirited or bad-tempered woman? Shrew. Which TV show had Russian spies Boris Badenov and Natasha Fatale? The Bullwinkle Show. Who was the first British monarch to be given the title Defender of the Faith? Henry VIII. In which city does the White Nile meet the Blue Nile? Khartoum. What is the only American state with its official song taken from a Rodgers and Hammerstein musical? Oklahoma. What two metals form the alloy white gold? Gold and silver. Which U.S. state has the largest House of Representatives? New Hampshire. Intermittent windshield wipers were introduced to the mass market by which large automotive company? Answer: Ford Motor Corporation. Hollywood legend Clint Eastwood was once mayor of which city? Carmel, California. Which author wrote The Sound and the Fury? William Faulkner. What is made by white blood cells to help fight off infection? Antibodies. Which Toadies song was part of the Cable Guy soundtrack released in 1996? Unattractive. What U.S. president returned the U.S.-controlled Panama Canal Zone to Panama? Jimmy Carter. What soft drink, introduced in 1982, was the number 3 U.S. seller within 2 years? Diet Coke. What word means a British village without a church? Hamlet. What was the name of the cab company in the TV show Taxi? The Sunshine Cab Company. What candy company makes Goobers and Raisinets? Nestle. That's the end of the show. Thanks for listening. Come back tomorrow for more exciting trivia.